ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something breathtaking. That's what you come to Sundance to see. Something's going to take your breath away, something that's going to make you go, oh my Lord, I haven't seen that before. For some filmmakers, for a lot of filmmakers, you get to see something where you go, why didn't I do that first? God damn it, it was within reach and stuff. It's a frustrating, wonderful time to find surprises, and this is a very surprising movie that takes use of a bunch of media in such an ingenious way, it makes you go like, fuck, I wish I had done it first, man. Give it up for the cast and crew of Spree!
Thanks, Kevin.
Eugene, here's the director. Eugene, take us into the movie real quick.
Yeah, it's about Kurt Kunkel, played by Joe Keery, who does a killer job. And he's a rideshare driver who is desperate for social media attention. You know, he's been trying to make waves and go viral for like over a decade. And he's finally come upon his big scheme, right? And it's just the thing that put him over the edge. And he decides to live stream this scheme. And so the movie follows him on a very twisted and fun, I think, and very satirical journey through his madness, through his viral journey.
Now you are South by Southwest kid traditionally, right?
Yeah, my last two films premiered there.
Premiered there.
Very
This is
fun.
your first time at Sundance.
First time here ever. It's beautiful. A lot of amazing people. I'm excited to be here with these guys. Our premiere's tonight at 8:30.
It's tonight.
Tonight.
And what section are you guys in?
We're in Next. It's at the Mark Theater.
It sounds like a Next
Get
film.
the scalp tickets. I'm sure there'll be freakazoids selling them.
What? And you've been in stuff that you've made before, correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, because in those movies, it's like super micro budget. It's like Clerks style budget, like
Right.
50, 60 grand. So it's like, I guess
50, 60, I wish.
I'm like, well, now inflation and all that,
Right.
you know, it was like 7 Bitcoins we made them for.
Is that what the budget was?
No.
Is that what the modern kids in indie film?
Yeah,
like,
we make it all
hey, man, I
through
need 10 Bitcoins.
I was like, I guess I'm the best I could do for now, but I'm really lucky that with this film, I got such an amazing cast, and Joe and Sasheer and David just totally knock it out of the park. And
Let's jump down to the cast. Joe, when I imagine at this point in your career, you get to pick whatever you want to do. What brief time they give you off between seasons of that show, you got to be real picky about what you want to do. What attracted you to this?
You look for like material that grabs you, but also I think filmmakers that grab you. And Eugene, from the get-go, from the first meeting, just had the movie inside of him. He's one of those type of guys who just knew all the characters and just had all the answers, you know? And he was also very open to collaboration. That's really important to me. So it was such a joy to be able to find this character together before, during the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we figured out, that's very nice, Joe, thank you.
Yeah.
But we figured out so much stuff together. Like, Joe would come over to my house, we would watch cringe compilations. We were looking for all of the people who, like, wanted to be influencers.
That didn't
who
make
never
it.
make it.
Yeah.
We were watching those videos, like, just consuming that. Like, what is that energy? How do they speak? What, like, you can see through them, like, what they're grasping for. And that's Kurt. That's what Joe, emulated, became. So we really found all these characters together, like Jesse Atlia.
Is there any part of it when you're looking at it going like, oh my God, I'm in literally every scene. Of course I want to be in this movie.
No, it's like, oh God, I'm literally in every scene. Oh no, it's like it's a challenge, and you hope that you're not shooting any of it in order. And I'm a young actor. I don't have a ton of experience, so going into it, I really just wanted to sort of think it through, give it my all, but also, I don't know. It's great when you have someone steering the ship, and also these collaborators who are just like incredible to work with every day. David and Sasheer.
Talk about the incredible collaborators. I know you're incredible. I worked with you once.
Yes, the first time. Oh my God, hello. Hi.
Very loud.
My first Sundance was with Yoga Hosers. And
ill-fated yoga hosers.
Yeah.
God willing, you have a better trip this year and stuff. But this sounds like the kind of movie that would benefit from a UCB kid.
yeah.
From somebody who knows how to think on their feet, not to mention an SNL kid. And you got all the letters and stuff like that.
All the abbreviations.
All the
yeah.
abbreviations. How much of that came into play in doing this, or was it heavily scripted?
Oh, the script was great on its own, but Eugene did give us the freedom to play around with the characters and play around with the words. And my character is a stand-up in the movie, so there's performance aspects to that. But there's room for me to ad-lib and put my own little spin on things, and I love that. I mean, you know that, because like when you hired me, you were like, I hired you for a reason. I know what you can do. just play.
You
And
took a terrible scene, made it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Thanks.
you elevated the material. You didn't just execute.
that's my favorite environment to work in, is when people trust you and just let you go, and you get to create this thing together that is so much better than what it would have been before.
And your character has like a emotional weight to this character. You're the only potential savior in a when
Yeah.
this guy starts sliding down, which pretty much happens from the jump.
Yes.
So not only do you get to like play funny, but you also have to be the heart and hope of the movie and stuff.
Yeah, the audience is kind of following my journey, diving into Kurt's world, basically, and trying to see how I can get out and be safe.
Like Joe's plan in the movie is so twisted, you know, that when Sasheer playing Jesse shows up, it's like such a breath of fresh air for the audience to be like, okay, like now I know my in, because
He might not kill her.
who knows?
Right.
I got to
We
see
don't
it
know.
and find out.
You, sir, are an old hand at cinema, and you have been in a couple movies and whatnot. I was watching the opening of the movie, and I saw you as a record-producing dad, and I was like, wow, man, that's pretty on point. Like, brilliant casting.
Yeah.
What drew you to the script?
Oh, I don't. It's really well written, and it was a compelling story and all that, and it had this elements of dark comedy. I found myself laughing at this incredibly tragic stuff, scary stuff. But then I saw Eugene's films, and I met him, and I saw his films, and I was just like, this guy's got an incredible like voice that he really wants to like. You could just feel it, and it even read in this script the same sort of tone, very different. But and then I met him, and it was him. He was in his movies, and I was like, wait, you were in your movies? You were so good.
My
I
co-writer-
was like, why aren't you in this movie? He's like, no.
Because I got this guy and this
That's
guy
what I thought.
and this great woman. Gene and I, when we were my co-writer Gene, when we were writing the movie, we were writing for David, for Chris, the dad. And we're like, this is so perfect. And then when I met with David, and to talk about the character, I was explaining these cringe compilations that Joe and I were like putting together and watching and stuff. He's like, what's that? And I'm like, you know, it's like when people make videos and social media content, they don't know how pathetic and embarrassing it is, and they put it out there, and it's like, ugh. And then he's like, oh my God, I think my whole life has been a cringe compilation. I didn't know.
It really has been. I watched a bunch of old, because I was with a friend, we were watching an old, like, Letterman or something I did. To God, I'm sorry. Just so sorry.
He's like, but that's over now. Like, I'm getting past that. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad for you. That's great. But when we get on set, just take like a few steps back and get into the old mode where you didn't know what the fuck you
Give
were
me
doing.
full cringe on
Yeah,
set.
give me full cringe. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
What? How long would you guys shoot something like this? As I looked at the flick in the opening, again, I get to watch the whole movie. I watched the first 10 minutes, but I'm like, man, this movie's ingenious because it to me as a director, it doesn't look costly. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, we shot it all on the actual equipment. We shot on iPhones. We shot on dash cams.
So everything you see in the movie with the GoPros around the car,
That's real. Him like drilling it in, you know? I just want to say really quickly, like when you said at the beginning, it felt like ingenious to you.
Yes.
Like I'm like, 12 years old. I watch Clerks and I'm like, oh my God, like that's the, like not anyone, but like you can do this. If you have it, and then like, later when you watch like Dogma and you're like 15 and stuff, like, whoa, he took those ideas, that energy, and put it into something that's like really deep and really like philosophical and really elevated. Like, yeah, so like for Spree, like that's what we tried to do. We wanted to be like stupid and fun and entertaining and say something that felt like Dogma or Doctor Strangelove or like, Network or something, like hardcore, brutal satire with all these crazy elements. And I feel good with all the crazy people, like behind the scenes and in front,
it does. It has the ingenuity going for it too, in terms of like you don't even have to hide equipment.